Hey guys, welcome to our Aksaray adventure 2. Well, the first one you have no idea because there is no proof. We didn't leave any proof from that one. We got out from our comfortable house, which is warm, and the wonderful city. The coldest days, 10 degrees, 9 degrees. And sometimes they say you need to leave your comfort zone to have a lifetime adventure. And yeah, we did it, and I'm sure we gave a memory to our son that he's going to never forget. We have, as I said, we have no proof from that first adventure, so we are going to remake it today, and we are going to spend few days in here. We are going to go to Hasandağı in Aksaray. It's one of the highest mountains in Turkey. It's wonderful, so beautiful. Well, we are going to give it a try. At least we are not freezing to death right now. First time when we tried, we saw -10. Well, I saw it's true. When you pee, your pee is really getting frozen. I saw it. It's real. So let's start. So as I told, this is our second try to capture photos of that mountain. At first one, we went and rent a campervan. We were so excited, going there, staying in it, cooking, all family together, capturing photos. It was dreamlike, and we the thing we see on Instagram every day. People are happy when they do it, Well, renting, no, we are not gonna do that again. The place we rent the campervan, they said even if the weather goes like -25, the heater system will be enough to warm you all night. And they said the water tank, it's inside of the van, so it will never get frozen. Well, things didn't turn out the way they said, and at -10 degrees, which Niko saw that cold weather, but for me, I saw it for the first time in my life. That after some time there is no difference in this cold weather. Yeah, we got sick there. It was cold, heating system not working, and water was frozen, and the system in toilet, it was frozen. So I thought we are going to drown in our pee and all. It was disgusting, dirty, cold, and we had a kid with us. So we decided to remake the adventure with our good old car. We are happy with it. This time we are going to make it work.
Mount Hasan adventure part 2. As we already explained in the video, last time we came here, things didn't turn out as we expected. Actually, it happens that every time we are out trying to capture some photos and everything, it turns out not to work. So we have to try 2 or 3 times. So this time it also happened like that, and actually it feels better that it's that way, I guess. We have more chances to find compositions and find shots. So yeah, that's fine. Today and tomorrow we are here in Aksaray province in Turkey, in central Turkey, trying to capture shots of the dormant stratovolcano called Hasandağı in Turkish. As I mentioned, it's Mount Hasan in English. So we will see what we can come up with. This time there is so much snow, and right now it's so very windy. It's like noon right now, so I'm going to be, at least I will try to capture some shots during the sunset tonight and tomorrow during the sunrise. We will see how it turns out. There is plenty of snow, and as I said, it's really windy. I'm not sure if will this video, this part of the video turn out any good. I can't hear anything, so we will see. Woohoo! It's freezing cold, and I'm just hunting for photographs for the compositions. There is a little bit of light coming from the sun up above. As that's something what you would normally expect from the sun, right? Anyway, I stopped by the road, and I found not so much interesting composition. I'll show you in a moment. The sky is weird. It has this blue hue that you usually can see when it's snowing and when it's really cold, and it's not my favorite type of color, type of blue. Anyway, let me show you, let me lead through this composition. Let me just turn this the other way. Okay, so I framed the shot with the mountains in the background that you can see. Obviously you can see these power lines, which probably I will be cleaning them in Photoshop, and I have this two thorn trees, whatever, there are three actually, there is a baby one. So I tried to frame the mountain in the back between these two thorn trees. So I'm not really satisfied with the composition. I'm shooting with my Sony a7 III and Tamron 7-28 lens at maximum of 28 millimeters. It gives me a good proportion between the foreground, which is these thorn trees as I call them, and the mountains in the back. Anyway, if this shot turns any good, you will see it shortly. The resulting two images that you are seeing are taken from a different location than you saw previously in the video, as it usually happens to me during the photo shoots in the field. While I was taking shots at the location I was at, I spotted a much better composition and headed towards the new spot. Which of these two shots do you like better? Let me know in the comments below. So keeping up with our adventure, and wandering around, I'm by the road, very close to the main road, and behind me there is this big volcanic cone, and I framed a shot with that tree that you can see behind me. It looks pretty interesting, I would say. I'm using, let me just turn it the other way around so I can explain a little bit more. There is a little hill in here which I use as my foreground, and because it's in the shade, it creates a pretty interesting foreground, I would say. Anyway, so my main subject is obviously the tree, and with the cone in the background, it looks pretty interesting. The sky is nice, I would say. I'm shooting with my Tamron 28-75, and if this shot turns any good, you will see it shortly. So the light is getting better and better just for the time for sunset. It's super cold, super windy, but anyway, I'm doing this. I have no other option right now. So I came to a vantage point here where Mount Hasan is seen pretty nice here, and right now let me show you. Up there, there is the sun is lighting those clouds, so it's going to look pretty good, I think. I'm again with my Tamron 28 to 75. I framed shot here using these rocks as a foreground, and then there is this mid-ground with these small trees, plants, whatever. I'm actually exposing focus stacking in here, shooting at f8, taking 4 or 5 shots, each time stacking at, as you can see in the foreground. I don't know how much you can see actually. Let me try to write on the screen. So basically I focus on the foreground, then on the mid-ground, then a little further, and take the shot. So without further ado, I'm going to take the shot because I don't want to miss that opportunity. So if the shot turns any good, you're going to see it very soon. So I'm at the same location that I should shot the previous shot. I didn't change my position. The previous shot I shot at as you could see at 28 millimeters, but right now I plan to zoom a little on the peak and take the shot of the peak only, probably at around 75 millimeters. I think that would work well. So if that shot turns any good, you will see it soon. As you can see, I decided to do 2 different edits of the 2 shots. In the 28mm image on the left, the overall vibe of the scene is much colder than the 75mm shot on the right. I would love to hear which one do you prefer, colder or warmer. Well, good morning. This is the second day that we are in the Aksaray province of Turkey and capturing the photos of the mighty Mount Hasan. It's around the sunrise next day, so I came to a location that's a little bit far from the mountain itself, with the goal of capturing the sun rising above the mountain. But as usual, there is so many clouds around the mountain over there, which I will show you in a second. There is still some pretty good light, I would say. I'm capturing with my Tamron 28 to 75 again. It's just to make the mountain a little bit prominent in the background. Anyway, I'm going to show you the composition. The mountain is over there, the sun is coming out, and I'm shooting at f16 because I want to be quicker this time. I want to try to capture multiple compositions around here. Anyway, we will see how it turns out. If this shot turns any good, you will see it shortly. So I'm again at the same location, the same photo as the previous one. But I changed lens. I got out my 17 to 28 millimeter Tamron. This time I'm shooting at 17 millimeter. The previous shot was shot at 28. So you can basically see the difference of how these two focal lengths compare on this wide landscape. Wide landscape. So basically it can create some sort of opinion and decision for you when you are out in the field and you know, trying to figure out what kind of focal length works best for this shot. Anyway, I will be experimenting with other focal lengths in this 17 to 75 millimeter focal range. Right now I shot a composition at 17 millimeter, and you will see that shot afterwards. So I'm back with 28 to 75 millimeter lens, capturing from the exact same location as before. The shots you already saw. So this time I'm around 50-ish millimeters. The peak in the background is more prominent, of course. The sky is getting better and better. The sun is about to rise above those clouds that you can see. You know, it's the pretty same shot that I already shot as before. Just I'm trying to show how much and how much you can depend on focal length when it comes to trying to capture the same, in this case, peak in the background. So you can see the difference between the shots. You can see how it looks at the widest possible aperture, at the widest possible focal length, which is 17 millimeters for these two lenses. And then as I shot through this photo shoot, you can see how I gradually make the focal length bigger, and you know, with the final goal being at 75 millimeters. Anyway, I will be showing you the shot that I just took at 55 millimeters. You will see it shortly. So the wing picked up, as you can probably see and hear, and I think that I am done with this part of my vlog. I had fun time here in Aksaray shooting Mount Hasan. Now I'm going to be back I'm going back to my home, obviously. So from there I plan to continue this vlog. I already have been planned to shoot some other winter landscape and showcasing these two lenses, Tamron 17 to 28 and 28 to 75 millimeters. So for this, please stay tuned. During you will see this after this shot. Yeah, so that's coming.
Wow, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing, but we have a little problem. I cannot find a foreground in here.
Make your own kind of foreground.
But I didn't expect the lake to be this frozen. All right, we are by this frozen lake back in Mersin, in our hometown of Mersin. So, as Gülin suggested, make your own kind of foreground. Here I am. It's not something special, just a bunch of snow in front of me, which I used to as a foreground, obviously. The lake over there is completely frozen, and sun pops out from time to time, lighting it. There are so many clouds, so there is like patches of clouds or on the surface, on the ice. My composition is pretty simple. There is not so much here that I didn't find something still, I guess. Maybe if I keep on looking around, something will turn out. Anyway, I'm shooting this wide open at 17 millimeters, I think. Let me just, no, it's actually between 24, 28 millimeters. Maybe I will try something else wider than that. I'm shooting at f8. It gives me different kind of I just manually edit my shutter speed, so I made a focus stack of like 5 photos each time. So I focus on the foreground first, then a little bit further to the lake, then at the background, and I take another shot for the sky, so it gives me plenty of options when I edit later in Photoshop. So if this shot is any good, you will see it shortly.
What the hell are you doing?
I'm fixing my foreground for the new composition. There is obviously that black patch of snow which is dirty, and I don't want to be the part of the image that I plan to shoot, so I prefer doing it this way. Obviously I could maybe do it later in Photoshop, but anyway, it makes me feel better this way. What do you say? I hope everybody agrees. You see what I do for my compositions? Give me some props. Alright, after some action over there, making digging snow and fixing the composition, which really didn't work out something, I framed a shot here with that in the foreground, that's patch of snow, that pile of snow, whatever. So I'm pointing in the same direction over the lake, and that hill up there that you probably saw already in previous shot, it's a little bit different composition this time. I'm again shooting with my Tamron 70-28. This time I'm at the widest open, it's 17 millimeters, and again I'm shooting at f8 because it's the sharpest aperture for this lens. Focus taking 4 or 5 shots. So yeah, the sun is behind the cloud right now, so I don't know at the moment of taking this shot how it will turn, because the clouds are moving very fast. Anyway, if that turns out good, you are going to see it now. All right, we finished our job. I think we had a pretty nice winter adventure, and this time it turned out to be better than last time when we rented a camper van. We feel much better about that. So yeah, it didn't turn out as expected last time, but anyway, we made it. We got some pretty nice shots, and we will see how they turned out later. Anyway, until the next time, until the next adventure, stay tuned and follow us.
And do not ever rent a camper van.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
Peace. Bye-bye.